Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to another video. All right, let's see what we got for you right now. If you like one of those truly iconic cars from Great Britain, from the UK, well, you are in the right video. Let's see what we got for you right now. We have a 143 scale 1967 Morris 1300. Now, what was the Morris 1300? Let's see. You may know this as a Morris, you may know this as an Austin. Now, this is like we could call it a station wagon type, but this is basically a two-door version of the Morris 1300. They had the five-door hatchback, which is the known model worldwide. And then they had this model right here, which is like a two-door kind of station wagonish. But they call this model, let's see. They had a let me let you know exactly what they had. They had as a four-door saloon, they had a two-door saloon, and this is a three-door state station wagon in other parts of the world. This is the state model. Now, let me give you a little history about this model. This is basically a small family of cars built by British Motor Corporation (BMC) and later by British Leyland. They were launched in 1962 and it was Britain's best selling car from 1963 till 1966 and then from 1968 till 1971. I wonder which car was in 1967. I see in 67 they were not the best, which is actually the year of this model. But this, they had it as an Austin. This model right here, they had it as an Austin. They had it as a, let me just give you the full listing. They had it as an Austin. They had it as a Morris. They also had it as a O'Reilly. They had it as an MG. They had it as a Vandenplus, and they had it as a Wolseley, which I'm very glad to say when I collected, this is one of those models that I wanted to have them all. And I'm glad to say I do have them all. One thing I forgot to mention, this model was actually designed by Pininfarina. So not a bad designer for a not a bad looking car. And also, just so before I forget, this is a model made by Vanguards. As you probably know, Vanguards always makes great looking diecast, very good quality, very detailed, and not the most expensive brand. I gotta say, they're pretty accessible. But they're not cheap, but they're not as expensive as other brands. And sometimes they make models that other brands do not make. Like example this one. They have made a five-door hatchback, but they never made the station wagon, the station wagon like we call it in other parts of the world. So I'm glad to say that. Now this is the 1300, so this one comes with a 1.3 engine, but this one also have a 1.1. The same model also has a 1.1 engine, and it's basically the same model. It's just a smaller engine. Doesn't change the looks of it and anything. Just so you know, with the Austin and the MG and the Morris, example, the Morris and the MG kind of look almost the same. The Morris and the Austin. I'm sorry, the Morris on the Austin. Those were the only two that made the station wagon. The rest of the brands made the five-door um, saloon. Vanden Plus was like the most luxurious. Then after that, I could probably say Wolseley or Riley. And then MG, Morris, and Austin were more like the mainstream model for like someone that needed to get a car but couldn't spend the extra dollar, probably in more chrome, so they got these Morris and Austin. Great. By the way, these were assembled in many different countries. Just so you know, they were assembled in the UK, obviously, in two different factories in the UK, in Australia, in Belgium, in Chile, in Ireland, in Italy. They were sold as Innocenti, in Malta, in New Zealand, in Portugal, in South Africa. Um, in Spain, they call them Alti. I'm not sure if that was a local brand for the Spanish market. In Trinidad and Tobago and in Yugoslavia. So that's at least like 10 countries right there. That's how popular this car was. And it's just because it's a really attractive looking car, basic but not boring. And that's one thing that I have to recap on it. And transmissions, before I forget, transmissions on these cars, they had they had both of them. They had the automatic and stick shift. Automatic and stick shift. Alright guys, I'm gonna go around a few times and I'll be right back. Alright guys. So what do you guys think about this nice looking Morris? Did you find them attractive? Were they actually sold in your country? That's one thing I would love to know. Were they reliable? Do you actually see them still on the road? That's something that I would love to know. Are they, some countries they sold so many of them that they probably still have a few of them on the road, especially like the UK. Or if they don't have them on the road, I'm sure they have them on car shows or like museums. All right, everyone. Don't forget to give me that beautiful thumbs up that I always appreciate. Thank you so much. Don't forget to click on subscribe and click the bell next to the subscribe button that will remind you when I'm posting more videos. Take care of yourselves more than ever, and goodbye.